Hey everybody, Dr. Jindai A. Stafford here. And today I am going to come on here and talk a little bit about what I refer to as medication stacking. So before I get started, again, I'm going to go with this little housekeeping that I do have family. Okay, I'm in my home office and I do have, children here. And, when the husband comes in, occasionally, as you guys heard on, I think, the second video, you know, he just busts in the door and I stop and get all flustered and everything. And life happens, chaos happens, but we're here. So please don't crucify me if you hear a dog barking downstairs or a cat scratching at the door or a child yelling outside my door. Um, like, there's a medical emergency happening, and I guarantee it's probably something like, Mom, don't look at this. So, with that being said, welcome. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. For all of you who have subscribed, thank you guys for liking my content. For those of you who have liked it, and thank you for joining me today. If you happen to stumble across me, welcome to the chaos. So today I'm talking about medication stacking because that was one of the most common questions I got when I was going through a lot of medical health issues was, holy crap, how are you taking like 30 plus pills a day? Well, I mean, if we do the math, right? I'm no mathematician, but if you're prescribed 12 different, medications and you have to take, a pill twice a day, that already right there leads you to 24 pills. So it's easy to do the math from there. So it's actually not hard to get stuck on a medication regimen that is exceeding 30 pills a day. And so for me, I was again diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, Raynaud's disease, PTSD, anxiety with panic attacks. And so what started off as like, okay, we're going to give you this, but we'll focus on the RA for now. So when I had the RA flare up and they were still trying to figure out what it was, they didn't know what it was at this time, but they were like, okay, we need to give you a anti-inflammatory. We need to try some steroids. They did pain relief, right? So already there, I think put me at about 4 or 5 different prescriptions. And so with those 4 or 5 different prescriptions, I was probably taking like a pill or two twice a day, right? So we can already see how that added up to at least 10 pills a day. And so, and then some of these things are like every 6 to 8 hours as needed. And in the beginning stages, I needed it a lot because I was constantly inflamed, so much pain, could not move, could not walk. My husband was having to like help carry me to the bathroom, back to the bedroom, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get dressed, I couldn't cook, I couldn't. It was just a mess. Um, so right there, you can already see like how I started off very heavy in the medication. So like about 4 or 5 prescriptions in, and then what happens, and this is where I start to say like this is where the medication stacking comes in because it happens really like almost like this seamless transition, and it's like you just wake up and you're like, I'm eating pills. Like I don't have enough room for food because I'm constantly having to like, drink a whole thing of water in just taking my morning medication. And so it was just like to the point where I just woke up one day and was like, what am I doing? Like I'm literally sitting here with like this many pills. I don't know. I just have money in my hand or on the dresser, but like sitting here with like a handful of pills, and that's my first dose for the day, knowing that I have to take some in the afternoon and then some of these again at night. So started off with like the 4 or 5 pills prescriptions, and then what happens is, and you can comment below if you think I'm wrong, but what happens is sometimes you have side effects from the medication, right? So some of these side effects is like, okay, well now I'm like retaining water. So then what happens? Like, okay, we'll give you a prescription for this. Or it's like, okay, well now I'm starting to get headaches. Okay, so you're starting to get migraines. Excuse me, we'll give you a medication for that. And then it's like, oh, well, this medication, I can't poop. Like my eating is all off and all over the place. And I'm really having a hard time going to the restroom. we'll give you something for that. And it's like, oh, we noticed your iron's low. So we're gonna give you these iron pills. And then it's like, okay, well, I'm like super constipated now and my stomach's all messed up. So then they give me something for the stomach. Then they give me something for like an antacid because all of a sudden I'm having heartburn. And then they give me something for something else. And then it's like, okay, well, now these medications are causing this issue. Right. So that's how you start coming into the medication stacking. And so how do you prevent that? Right. Like, how do you have that talk with your doctor of please help me, right? Like I don't want to be sitting here eating medication all day long. Like I actually want to enjoy food and nourish my body and not feel like a zombie. And so it was again, my story was I talked to my doctors after I got pregnant. After I found out I was pregnant, it was like, can I get off like can I just cold bus stop this or do I have to titrate down or like, um start like working my way down to a lower dose and then I can stop the medication. So if you're taking medication now, definitely talk with your doctor. And I have to put this disclaimer out here that this stuff that I talk about here on my channel is things that I personally went through, right? I always have to put the disclaimer, talk to your medical care provider, talk to your healthcare provider, whoever that is, if it's a allopathic doctor, a naturopathic doctor, homeopathic doctor, whoever helps to take care of you and your body, talk to them, especially if you're on medication, before you start implementing anything, because they'll tell you, doctors will tell you, oh, you can't take this supplement because it'll cause a like a negative side effect, but they don't tell you. And again, y'all can come for me if you want to. I don't care. I know from experience and talking to doctors and pharmacists, but what they don't tell you is the chemical fillers in the medication is what is having an issue with the natural supplements. If you're getting good quality sourced supplements, okay, has nothing to do with like, oh my God, that supplement is bad and it's causing so many issues. That's not it. That's for another day. But anyways, always talk to your healthcare provider. I know there are some people too that feel like, well, you didn't have to talk to your healthcare provider before you started doing recreational drugs. Nobody talked to their healthcare provider before they became an alcoholic. That's between you and the Lord. That has nothing to do with me. I am telling you, if you are under the care of a medical provider, I would just discuss it with them, right? Ultimately, you have the final say in what happens with your health. You do, not your doctor, not your friends, not your mom, not your daddy, not your uncle, not your auntie. You do. So advocate for yourself. Okay. That's another video. Okay. I see stuff coming up in the future, but that's another thing. But for me, it was fairly simple to get off of that medication stacking. And so now, not many people know, but I was in a car accident in July. And ever since the car accident, my blood pressure was going higher and higher and higher and higher because of a lot of pain, a lot of pinched nerves, right? I am pretty sure, like 98% positive, that I have vagal nerve damage. Okay. That is going to affect things like my blood pressure. My blood pressure hit, I went to the ER because I just wasn't feeling good, and my blood pressure hit 200 over 119. And I was immediately given blood pressure medication. Like the second I walked in there, they hooked it up, they gave it to me. And you never hear me say that allopathic medicine does not have a place in the world. It does. I don't believe in it for long-term care, and I don't necessarily think it should be the first line of defense, right? If it's there to help while getting to the root cause, but it's there to help temporarily, in my humble opinion. So it was doing what it needed to do in that time. So of course, immediately when I leave there, I leave with a prescription for anti-inflammatories, painkillers, and then blood pressure medication. So they continued to give me the blood medication or the blood pressure medication. I was like, okay, like maybe I'll take it a couple times just to kind of help keep everything down. But then that's when I started hitting my research heavy. And I was like, okay, I know things like where is it at? I had it over here. Neroli, right? This is a roller that has neroli oil in it. I know neroli and patchouli are known oils for helping decrease blood pressure. I know that things like hibiscus tea, right? I'm super excited about this because I just posted this on my social media, but this is 3 servings of hibiscus tea, and I've used these as the liquid base for my smoothies that help with blood pressure. So I make a smoothie that has a hibiscus tea base, or sometimes I'll do coconut water, regular water, or aloe vera juice. And so I use those, right? Because I also want to help like the liver cleansing and things like that in my body. And then wild blueberries. So I use the frozen wild blueberries, which are also excellent antioxidants and excellent for blood pressure. And then I use something called superfood through a company that I use called Amari. And it has the spirulina, has beetroot, has all this other good stuff for your blood pressure. And so I drank my smoothie, just to share this, I drank it last night. I woke up this morning and my blood pressure was like 113 over, I think it was 113 over 71 with a heart rate of 68. So, right, doing really good naturally. Now, the blood pressure medication, I think it brought me down to like, I don't know, 127s, somewhere in there. But there's a way you don't have to take the medication. Now, I'm not going to say that I take this medication the way I'm supposed to. Now, here's the thing. I actually ran, like, they gave me a refill of the prescription for the blood pressure, and then I had to get a pill crusher thing to like split it in half. Well, it wasn't splitting it directly in half. Okay. So I used that as my excuse to not take the blood pressure medication. And I shouldn't say as my excuse because I don't like improper dosing. If I use a medication, honestly, I haven't been on a medication in years. Okay. But I go in with the mindset of, I want proper dosing. I don't want to sit over here and be like, okay, if I take this little piece and this little piece, and that should equal like 5 milligrams of this. No, I'm just not going to take it. So for, I don't know, probably about 3 weeks now. Um, actually, no, man, where are we? We're December 1st. So it's probably been about a month actually where I haven't taken anything for it medication wise because I was like, I don't want to do this. So yeah, probably about 4 or 5 weeks actually. And I just, right? So I'm trying to do things naturally because I don't want to fall under that thing of the medication stacking again because I know sometimes blood pressure medication can lead to other issues and then you have to take other medication and I don't want this to be like where it causes other serious issues and then I have to take this medication or I don't have to do anything, but you know what I mean, right? So anyways, that is the skinny on what I refer to as medication stacking. So if you have any questions or anything, put it in the comments below. You can always reach out to me at my email, which is info@jindaiastafford.com. If you have any questions, you can shoot me an email or you can go to my social media, check it out, comment below, and I will try to get back to them as soon as I can. And again, thank you guys for watching, subscribing, liking, sharing. Don't forget to do the subscription, the liking, and sharing with your friends and family who can benefit from this. And then also make sure you hit the little bell so that you get notifications and alerts for when I go live or when I share a new video, okay? So I hope you guys learned something new. I hope it's something that you can apply to your life and I hope you were entertained in the process. So, all right, I will see you guys later. Bye.